My beloved child, listen carefully if you trust in God. Type Amen. Beloved soul, how many more days will you walk past the signs I've been placing in front of your path? How many more times will your spirit ache in silence while I, Archangel Michael, have stood near you like a guardian in the storm, whispering truths that could change your life? You think this is just a coincidence, don't you? That you stumbled upon this message by chance? But heaven does not operate through accident, it moves in alignment. It moves in divine rhythm. And today, that rhythm brought you here because the windows of heaven are open, and your name has been spoken within them. You were meant to see this, right here, right now, not tomorrow, not someday, not later, now. I've watched you pray silently in rooms no one knew you were crying in. I've heard your voice in the dark when the world thought you were sleeping. I've seen your heart get broken by people who claimed they'd never leave, yet disappeared like smoke. And still, through it all, you stood. Weary. Bent. But not broken. You stood. And every time you thought no one heard you, I did. Every time you thought no one fought for you, I did. Every time you wanted to give up, I wrapped my wings tighter around your soul. But child of God, I need you to listen now, this is the moment I've been trying to reach you for. There was a meeting in heaven. A gathering of light. A conversation where your name was spoken like a sacred song. And in that meeting, God looked at me with eyes full of mercy and said, Michael, deliver the message again. One last time. Because if they see it now, their whole life will begin to shift. And here I am, not by my will but by divine instruction, standing before your heart with words made of fire and water, truth and tenderness. Because someone tried to delay you. Someone tried to bury your potential. Someone even tried to block the blessings that had your name on them, but they failed. You were never forgotten. Not by God. Not by heaven. And certainly not by me. You were marked long ago for divine favor, and no one, not even those who gossip your name in secret, can change what's already written in God's hand. But I must tell you, beloved, time is not waiting. There is a moment, a divine window, and it's open right now. If you skip this again, not out of rebellion but out of distraction, something important may vanish. Not a punishment, but a shift that heaven hoped you'd be ready to receive. This is not to scare you, this is to awaken you. Wake up, beloved. Heaven is whispering. And I'm tired of whispering when I was sent to shout your miracle into the earth. You are the reason for this message. You are the soul that angels are circling right now. The winds are about to change in your favor. Someone is coming, not to harm you, but to lift you. Not to take from you, but to bless you. Not to lie to you, but to honor your name the way God sees you. But you must be spiritually awake to receive it. You must allow this message to soak into your spirit like rain on dry ground. Don't just hear this with your ears, feel it in your chest. Something is aligning. Someone is being sent. Some things are being removed. And I, Archangel Michael, am being released with sword in hand, not to fight your enemies, but to cut the cords that have held you too long. You are rising. You are chosen. You are covered. And I beg you, not as a commander of heaven's army, but as one who loves your soul, don't skip this again. Don't scroll away. Don't tell yourself you'll come back later. This moment is heaven's personal invitation into something sacred, something rare, something eternal. The miracle was never denied, it was only delayed. But now it's near. Now it's breathing. And it's waiting on your yes. You don't even realize what was about to be taken from you. There was a silent plot against your name in the spiritual realm, and it wasn't formed by strangers. It was formed by someone you once trusted. Not with knives, not with words, but with silence. The silence of hidden intentions, the silence of prayers never truly meant for you to win, the silence of people who smiled in your face but rolled your destiny between their fingers when you weren't looking. But even then, I stood in front of you. Even then, I stopped the arrows that were sent to your back. Even then, I told God, they still have a little more strength left in them. Let me go down again. Let me deliver the message one more time. That's why you're reading this now. Not because of luck. Not because of scrolling. But because you are surrounded. Surrounded by prayers you didn't even know were being said. Surrounded by angels who refused to give up. Surrounded by divine protection that followed you even when you thought God was silent. My wings have been over your home. My hands have been near your heart. And though you've been feeling like something's been missing, like something's been blocked, heaven is saying, nothing is missing. It's just been protected until the right time. This is the time. Heaven has already dispatched what you've been waiting for. A letter, a call, a shift, an unexpected door, it's in movement, right now. But the gate opens only to those who are awake. You can't walk into the next chapter with the blindfold of old pain still tied around your eyes. You must be willing to step out of what they did and step into what God declared. You must be willing to silence the voice in your mind that says, "You're not ready," and listen to the voice in your spirit that's been saying, "You were always chosen." You keep wondering why you feel things that no one else feels. Why you wake up in the middle of the night with heavy emotion. Why certain names keep appearing in your dreams. Why you sense energy in rooms that others ignore. It's because you are not like them. Your spirit is tuned to a higher signal. You've been hearing heaven, even when you didn't understand it. That was me, trying to break through your layers of doubt, fear, and pain. That was me, whispering your name at the edge of your restlessness. That was me, Michael, the one God sent to fight battles you never saw, wipe tears you never showed, and hold your destiny until your hands were strong enough to receive it. And beloved, your hands are strong enough now. You don't need to search anymore. You don't need to beg anyone to understand you. The one who understands you best is the one who made your soul. And he is not punishing you, he is preserving you. For something greater. For something sacred. For something that carries your spiritual fingerprint. It's not too late. You haven't missed it. It's just beginning. But you must lean in now. This is the hour. This is the breath. This is the whisper that shifts everything. You are not reading this message by accident. You are reading this because a message was hidden in the heavens, wrapped in divine timing, and only heaven had the key. That key was released tonight. That access was granted now. And all I'm asking is that you don't ignore it. Don't delay it. Don't wait for someday when today is the miracle. There is something that is coming toward your life, quickly. And it is beautiful. And it is holy. And it has your name written across it like fire across the sky. You're not forgotten. You're not left behind. You are God's miracle in motion. And everything that hurt you will now serve as proof that grace has been walking beside you all along. The shaking wasn't to destroy you, it was to awaken you. The betrayal wasn't to break you, it was to release you. And I, Archangel Michael, am now standing beside you to speak one last truth into your weary spirit: the delay is over. What you've been sensing was not your imagination. It was your spirit receiving a heavenly notification. Something is shifting. Something is arriving. But only those who truly listen will receive it. So I beg you, in the name of heaven, don't scroll away. Don't say, maybe later. Open your heart now. Because in this moment, right here, a miracle is knocking. Will you open the door? You've been carrying the weight of promises that were never kept. Silent heartbreaks that never made noise but shattered something sacred within you. You've been strong for too long, pretending you're fine when your soul has been begging for a breakthrough. Archangel Michael says today, God has seen your hidden ache, and He's moved. Moved with mercy. Moved with urgency. Moved with so much compassion that He called a meeting in the heavens and placed your name on the table and said, enough. They've waited. Long enough. Yes, your name. Your name has been circling the throne of heaven like a song. And that's why I, Michael, was sent again, not to command you, but to call you. To remind you that your delay is not your denial. That what was withheld is now being released. That what you thought was lost forever is actually being restored piece by piece, glory by glory. But you must understand this: heaven works in windows. And this window is open now. Not tomorrow. Not someday. Now. Someone in your life tried to close that window. Not by force, but by discouragement. By distraction. By deception. They spoke things to your spirit that made you doubt your worth, your gift, your voice, your timing. They smiled at your victories and secretly hoped you would stumble. They embraced you but envied your light. And the pain of being misunderstood, even by those you love, made you start questioning God's plan. But child, listen to me, He never changed His mind about you. The delay was not a punishment. It was protection. The rejection was not an ending. It was redirection. The silence was not absence. It was preparation. Heaven was preparing a moment where everything begins to make sense. Where the confusion lifts and the clarity rushes in like holy wind. This is that moment. And you're standing inside of it. I need you to understand the power of what's happening. Your prayers, the ones you cried with your head in the pillow, the ones you whispered through trembling lips, the ones you didn't even have the strength to speak, they were heard. And not only were they heard, but they were held. stored in golden bowls, Scripture says, before the throne of God. And now, I see them tipping, overflowing, being poured out as answers in the form of people, provision, peace, and purpose. But your heart must be ready. Not perfect, ready. Ready to let go of the guilt you weren't meant to carry. Ready to stop blaming yourself for things you couldn't control. Ready to forgive the people who never gave you closure. Ready to be still and know that you are not forgotten, not forsaken, and not too late. Heaven does not run on human timelines. And I tell you now, as an angel who walks between realms, you are right on schedule. There's something you need to hear today, and it's this: you were chosen for something bigger than what broke you. You've been assigned to something greater than what disappointed you. And the proof of it is this message. Because this is not a script. This is a signal. A divine echo. A holy interruption. This is heaven stepping into your timeline and saying, it's time. Time for the heartbreak to heal. Time for the loneliness to lift. Time for the divine compensation to arrive. And though it may not happen how you expect, it will happen. Because heaven never lies. And the angels never move without purpose. Beloved, you are standing at the gate of something sacred. And all of heaven is watching. God is not far. I, Michael, am not far. The Spirit is not far. We are all close. Closer than the breath in your lungs. And right now, I plead with you, don't scroll past this. Don't ignore what your spirit is feeling. The truth is, you've already felt it. The goosebumps. The tears. The shiver down your spine. That's not emotion. That's confirmation. Something is near. Someone is being sent. Some walls are about to fall. Some blessings are about to land. And some wounds are about to close. So take a breath. Close your eyes. And whisper, I receive it. Because heaven heard you long before you even knew what to ask for. And the response is already in motion. Beloved, you've spent so long trying to hold yourself together while secretly falling apart. You've shown up with a smile when your soul was torn. You've encouraged others while your own heart was silent and heavy. And God saw it all. He saw the nights you didn't sleep. The mornings you didn't feel like rising. The prayers that felt like whispers disappearing into thin air. He watched it, not with judgment, but with tears. Because every time you thought he was far, he was right there, holding you together when no one else even noticed you were breaking. And now, the moment has come. Not a random moment, not a lucky day, but a divine appointment that was marked in heaven long before you even asked for it. This message is not from this world. This voice you feel pulling you in right now is not coming from me, Archangel Michael, alone. It is God's echo reaching into your timeline to say, you are remembered. You are chosen. And what's about to happen is unstoppable. Listen carefully, my beloved. A person has been assigned to your life. You do not know them yet the way you will soon. But God is bringing a divine connection, one so healing that you'll cry, not from pain, but from peace. They are carrying something your soul has been missing. Not because you're incomplete, but because destiny always aligns through people. This soul is being drawn toward your light. Even now, they're beginning to dream about you. Even now, they feel a shift. Even now, their spirit is being stirred. And you? You felt them too, haven't you? That ache in your spirit that says something new is close? But before they arrive, something else is being cleared. God is removing false voices around you. The ones that secretly wanted you to stay small. The ones who clapped but didn't mean it. The ones who gave advice but not love. There are voices that sounded friendly but were filled with jealousy. And I tell you now as heaven's messenger, those voices are being silenced. You will not enter your next season with old spiritual residue stuck to your robe. You've been called royalty, and heaven is not allowing you to walk into a throne room with the rags of manipulation on your shoulders. You are being purified. But not through suffering, through revelation. This is why everything has felt so strange lately. The tension. The unrest. The feeling of being in between. It's not because you're lost. It's because you're becoming. Your old self is shedding, and your future self is stretching inside your skin. It's uncomfortable because you're growing into something eternal. Something divine. Something dangerous to darkness. Beloved, you've been underestimated. People saw your kindness and mistook it for weakness. They saw your silence and assumed you were confused. But heaven knows the truth. You were never weak. You were never confused. You were becoming. And now, I'm here to tell you what others never had the eyes to see: you are anointed. You are appointed. You are unstoppable when you walk in divine alignment. And your alignment starts here. This is not just a message. This is your confirmation. This is your sign. This is the moment where everything that was tangled begins to unravel. Where everything you lost starts returning. Where every delay becomes a doorway. The miracle is not just around the corner. It is running toward you even now. But you must stand still long enough to feel it. To recognize it. To receive it. Don't move in fear. Move in faith. Don't second-guess it. Embrace it. And don't let the enemy steal another second of your destiny by distracting you with the past. You are not called to what you've left behind. You are called to what's rising before you. So breathe deeply. Speak this aloud: I am ready. Say it again: I am ready. Because heaven heard you. God saw you. And I, Michael, have been circling your name for days in the Spirit, trying to get this message into your heart. Now you've received it. Now your spirit is responding. And now the floodgates are about to open. Beloved, there is a sacred reason why your heart hasn't let go. Why certain memories come back like whispers in the wind. Why the scent of a moment, or a line in a song, or the way the sky looks at dusk, can make your soul pause. It's because your spirit has been searching for a language that this world does not speak, a divine truth that your soul has always known, but your mind is only now ready to understand. And that truth is this: you are not forgotten. You are not just passing time. You are being called, chosen, prepared for something that carries eternal weight. I, Archangel Michael, have watched you quietly suffer through battles no one knew you were fighting. Smiling through storms. Encouraging others while secretly crying for your own comfort. You've given and still been overlooked. But heaven didn't overlook you. God didn't miss the tears you wiped alone. He didn't miss the moments you chose to believe when you had every reason to give up. And now, beloved, because you kept going, because you dared to keep your heart soft even when life hardened you, a divine unlocking is happening. This next chapter is not a repeat of the pain. It is not a remix of delay. It is not another season of surviving. No, this next chapter is holy. It's personal. It's custom designed by the hand of the Most High. And the door to it is standing wide open, but you must walk through it with intentional faith. You must let go of what's behind you, not because it didn't matter, but because what's coming matters more. There is a person watching you right now. Not from this earth, but from the realm of glory. They've asked heaven for permission to send you this confirmation. Because there's something they never got to say while they were alive, and they've been trying to get it to you. They never stopped loving you. Even in their final breath, their spirit was reaching for your name. And when their body rested, their love did not. And now that love is moving through this moment, through this message, as if to say, I'm proud of you. I've seen every step. I know how heavy it's been. And I am standing beside you now, whispering, you are not alone. Heaven is closer than you think. Angels are nearer than they appear. And I, Michael, have been circling this divine appointment since the first time you cried out for clarity. I saw you when your strength wore thin and your hope flickered low. I saw how the enemy tried to cloud your mind with confusion and make you doubt your own worth. But you didn't fall into bitterness. You didn't curse your pain. You turned it into a prayer. And that prayer has now become a sword in my hand. A weapon of justice. A force that is striking down every assignment that was set against your joy. I tell you now, beloved, you're about to recover what you didn't even know was stolen. Your name is being cleansed in realms where it was slandered. Your steps are being ordered into rooms that were once closed to you. Your voice is being heard in the heavens with clarity and force. Do you feel that stirring? That pressure in your chest? That is not anxiety. That is your destiny waking up. That is the divine alignment finding your soul. That is the sound of chains falling off in realms you cannot see yet, but will soon walk in. The angels are rejoicing, not just for what you're about to receive, but for the healing you're about to experience. The peace you're about to walk in. The abundance you're about to live in. Not because you were lucky, but because you were faithful. This is why I've been sent again. I wasn't sent to comfort your ego. I was sent to remind your soul. You are not who they said you were. You are not what the past tried to label you. You are divine territory, and heaven is reclaiming what belongs to God. You are a vessel of glory. You are a carrier of purpose. And what comes next will prove that your tears were never wasted, only stored. And now they are about to rain down as blessings. Speak it now with courage, I still believe. Speak it again, I still believe. Let every realm hear it. Let the heavens respond. Because, beloved, you are not here by accident. You are standing at the edge of a holy unraveling. And your breakthrough is not coming. It has already begun. Beloved, the time has come. There are no more delays. No more spiritual fog. No more waiting for someone else to validate your worth. Heaven has already approved the anointing that rests on your soul. And I, Archangel Michael, have fought through layers of resistance to place this truth directly in your spirit. God has already said yes over your life. And no power on earth, in hell, or in the whispers of doubt, can cancel what He has destined for you. There are moments in your life that seemed like silence. But heaven was never silent. God was strategic. He wasn't punishing you, He was protecting what was sacred inside you. You thought it was rejection, but it was redirection. You thought you were forgotten, but you were being hidden. Why? Because the gift you carry is rare. The glory you are meant to reflect cannot be compromised by those who only want to touch you, but not carry you. Those who applauded your light, but didn't understand your depth. Those who smiled to your face, but didn't have the capacity for your spirit. I saw all of it. And every time you were about to settle for less, I whispered, not this. Not yet. Wait, beloved. Because you were created for more. For deeper. For kingdom-sized joy. And that kind of joy cannot be built on unstable people. Or temporary attention. That joy has to be rooted in divine soil. And now, finally, you are stepping into it. The very ones who misunderstood you, they were never meant to hold the blueprint of your becoming. They couldn't recognize you because heaven had not revealed you yet. But the veil is lifting now. Your time of quiet crying is over. Your season of spiritual dormancy is ending. You are rising, not just emotionally, but spiritually. The heaviness that clung to your shoulders is breaking off. The confusion that lived in your chest is being silenced. The voices that made you question your identity are losing their grip, because the voice of God is rising louder within you than any fear ever could. Can you feel that? That shift? That is the sound of heaven aligning the earth around you. That is the sound of old cycles being dismantled. That is the whisper of divine compensation. I saw what they did to you. And now, I will reward you for what you did not deserve. Your heart has always known that something was coming. That tug. That longing. That ache inside your chest when you're alone and your soul begins to speak. That wasn't anxiety. That was prophecy. That was the future calling out to you through the noise. And now, your spirit is finally catching up with what heaven has always known. You were never forgotten. You were being preserved. And now, beloved, a family member in heaven, yes, the one you've dreamt about lately, the one whose name has randomly appeared, the one whose picture you glanced at recently and felt a strange warmth, they've been assigned to you again. They are part of this spiritual arrangement. And they're speaking even now, don't give up. You're almost there. I'm still watching over you. Their message was sealed in the Spirit, and I've been waiting for you to open it with your heart. You don't need a building or a stage to receive it. You only need this sacred moment. Because the angels have already circled your name. The doors have already begun unlocking. And your life is about to reflect the evidence of divine appointment. But I must warn you with love, don't go back. Don't water yourself down to fit into the places you've outgrown. Don't entertain voices that pull you backward when heaven is pulling you forward. Don't waste your miracles on minds that can't receive your calling. This next season is holy. Protect it. Honor it. Because the healing you prayed for is walking toward you now. Speak aloud, I am ready, God. I surrender. I believe again. You don't have to understand everything to move forward. You just need to trust the one who held you through what tried to break you. And I promise, beloved, if you will just say yes in this moment, not to me, but to the pull in your soul, you will see things shift so fast, it will feel like heaven touched the ground. This is your time. And it is happening now. Beloved, I need you to pause for a moment, not just with your eyes, but with your spirit. Because what I, Archangel Michael, am releasing now is not just a message, it is a divine realignment. It is a heavenly document, spiritually sealed and written with the ink of your tears, the ink of your silent prayers, the ink of every moment you endured silently. And it has finally reached its destined hour. This part of your story is where heaven turns the page. I saw when you held back your truth because the world wasn't ready for your light. I saw when you shrank your voice so others could feel tall beside you. I saw when your own family misunderstood you, and when love from others came with chains, with expectations, with conditions. But heaven does not love with conditions. And God has not called you to fit into this world. He has called you to shift it. There are conversations being had in the heavenly places about your name. And while people may have talked behind your back on earth, angels have been speaking your name with reverence before the throne. While others questioned your decisions, God saw your obedience in secret. And now, beloved, that obedience is becoming the oil that anoints your next season. This is not just about blessings. This is about your becoming. This is about the version of you that the world hasn't seen yet, the version that no trauma could kill, no betrayal could silence, no failure could destroy. That version of you is emerging. And I, Michael, have been sent to protect the very moment that is about to define you. You were not made to survive cycles. You were made to shatter them. You were not created to be buried under generational expectations. You were created to unearth generational freedom. That is why your path has been different. That is why you've often walked alone. That is why things that worked for others didn't work for you. Because you were never meant to fit into the ordinary. You were meant to awaken something eternal. And now, listen carefully. Someone you love deeply, someone whose soul has already crossed into the arms of God, has been interceding for you. Not begging. Not pleading. But declaring with authority that you are not finished, that your time is not up, and that your promise has not expired. They've been watching over you, not with sorrow, but with divine expectancy. And through the lips of God, they whispered your name into the ear of eternity. That whisper became my mission. Beloved, the pain that you went through did not cancel the promise. It activated it. That betrayal wasn't your burial. It was your birthing. The silence you endured wasn't rejection. It was preparation. And this message was not created for everyone. It was released for you, to break what's been delaying your joy, to interrupt the patterns that have kept your future in chains, and to remind your heart of its inheritance. This is the moment heaven waited for. This is why doors closed. This is why connections broke. This is why things didn't work out. Because if they had, you would have settled for less than what you're called to carry. You are not called to a comfortable life. You are called to a consecrated one. A life where your story becomes someone else's survival. A life where your pain becomes a prophecy. A life where your breath carries the authority of answered prayers. So listen now, child of God, don't apologize for the anointing on your life. Don't shrink because others don't understand it. Don't wait for validation from voices that were never assigned to your destiny. You already have heaven's validation. And I, Michael, stand in full agreement with what God is unfolding in your name. The divine shift is not coming. It is already happening. Can you feel it? That sudden peace? That unexpected clarity? That pressure lifting from your chest? That's not coincidence. That's divine timing. That's the fingerprint of God touching the walls of your soul. You've waited long enough. You've cried long enough. You've questioned long enough. Now it's time to believe again. To speak again. To trust again. Because the same God who watched over your yesterday is now walking you into a miracle that carries your name. And beloved, listen closely one last time. If you skip this moment, it won't destroy your life, but it will delay a divine revelation meant to change it. I'm not here to scare you. I'm here to free you. So open your hands. Open your heart. Heaven is not asking you to be perfect. It is only asking you to be present. You are seen. You are loved. You are chosen. And nothing can stop what God is already setting in motion. Beloved soul, there is a moment right now that the heavens have been circling for hours, a moment that has been ordained not by human hands but by the breath of the Almighty Himself. You may not realize it, but everything around you has been divinely synchronized to lead you here, to this very second, this sacred whisper, this encounter between your heart and God's eternal voice. I, Archangel Michael, have not stopped calling your name. Not because I am desperate, but because you are that valuable. Do you know what it means when the Spirit won't leave you alone? When the same message keeps finding its way to you through strangers, through dreams, through signs, through moments of deep stillness? It means you are not just chosen, you are expected. God has been expecting you. He has made room for your breakthrough. The table has already been set. The chair with your name on it has not been filled by another. And the only thing heaven is waiting on is your yes. But hear me, beloved, your yes is not just words. It is not a click. It is not a whisper into the air. Your yes is the posture of your soul when you finally stop running. It is the moment your spirit drops every excuse, every delay, every doubt, and surrenders fully to what God has already written about you. You are not behind. You are not too late. You have not missed it. The fact that you're reading these words right now is proof, you are right on time. There's a reason you felt uncomfortable lately. A reason certain people suddenly grew quiet. A reason opportunities have been circling but not settling. That's because God is guarding the doors until you are ready. Not because He's punishing you, but because He's protecting the miracle. And now, heaven is leaning in. Angels are watching. A family member in the Spirit is standing behind you, hand over your shoulder, whispering, "Please, don't skip this time." They know what you carry. They know the inheritance on your life. And they know how close you are to walking into the kind of peace that no betrayal can steal, no lie can cancel, no weapon can destroy. This is not motivational fluff. This is divine fact. Beloved, I saw the day your heart broke and no one noticed. I saw the day you celebrated quietly and no one clapped. I saw the day you sowed your last bit of energy into helping others and got left empty. And I marked each one of those moments in the book of heaven, not to remind you of your pain, but to redeem every drop of it. And now, the Redeemer is rising in your life. This next shift will not come through effort. It will come through alignment. Stop striving and start agreeing. Agree with heaven. Agree with what God says about you. Agree that you were made for more than surviving pain. Agree that your name has weight in the Spirit. Agree that your calling was never meant to be explained to those who can't even recognize their own. The angels have started to move. The wind of God is at your back. And the voice of the one you lost, the one who once called you by name, the one whose love never left, is echoing through the divine realm. Go. Receive. Become. And so I ask you, child of God, will you open this not just with your eyes, but with your heart? Will you choose to believe again, even after all you've seen? Because the miracle is not something God is thinking about releasing, it's already here. It's in your atmosphere. It's in your next decision. And it's waiting, for your faith to grab it. Speak this now with authority: I am chosen. I am protected. I am rising. The Spirit responds to sound. Your voice carries weight in heaven. And right now, as you declare this truth, something begins to shift in the realm you cannot see yet. Something unlocks. Something releases. Because you said yes. You didn't miss it. You're just in time.